Okay, Jake, I need to tell you about something that happened to me in my first week at a new job about 2 years ago, and I have never told this story publicly before because it is genuinely embarrassing.
Oh, I love these stories. What happened?
So, it was my first proper team meeting. Big conference room, senior managers around the table, and my manager looked at me and said, Mia, can you give us a quick rundown of where things stand and whether we're moving the needle on the key deliverables this quarter?
Oh, no.
I understood every single word individually. Rundown, needle, deliverables, quarter. But put together in that sentence, I had absolutely no idea what she was asking me to do.
And what did you say?
I smiled very confidently and said, absolutely, let me pull that up. And then I pretended to look at my laptop for 30 seconds while internally screaming.
The confident fake laptop scroll, a classic survival technique.
I have used it many times since then, but that moment made me realize something really important. My English was good, my grammar was good, my vocabulary was reasonable, but I had never learned the actual language of the workplace, the phrases and expressions that professional English speakers use every single day, that nobody ever teaches you in school or in any English class I had ever taken.
And this is such an important point because there's a massive gap between the English you learn in a classroom and the English you actually need in a professional environment. And that gap is not about grammar. It's not about vocabulary in the traditional sense. It's about a completely different layer of language, the language of professional culture, the phrases that make you sound like you belong in a room or like you're still figuring out where the room is.
Still figuring out where the room is. That was me for the first 3 months of that job, honestly. Welcome, everyone, to Real Talk Podcast. I'm Mia, and this is Jake, and today we are doing something I personally have wanted to do for a very long time. We're teaching you the English your boss uses that nobody ever taught you, the real language of professional life, the phrases that separate people who sound junior from people who sound senior, the expressions that make you feel like an outsider in meetings until the day someone finally explains them to you. Today is that day. Let's go.
And before we start, I want to say something important. If you've ever sat in a meeting nodding along to words you didn't fully understand, you're not alone. Most people do this every day in offices everywhere. And it's not because they're not intelligent. It's because this specific layer of professional English is never formally taught anywhere. It's absorbed over years of workplace exposure. And today, we're going to compress that years of exposure into one focused episode.
Okay, Jake, let's start with the phrase that nearly finished me in that meeting, moving the needle.
Moving the needle. Such a common professional phrase, so confusing if you've never heard it explained. Moving the needle means making a meaningful and measurable positive impact on something, making actual progress that you can see and measure. The image is of a dial or a gauge, where the needle moves when progress is made. If the needle isn't moving, nothing is changing.
So when my manager asked if we were moving the needle on the key deliverables, she was asking if we were making real, measurable progress on the important tasks.
Exactly. And you will hear this phrase constantly in professional settings. Our marketing efforts aren't moving the needle. We need a new strategy. The question is, what will actually move the needle here and what is just busy work that looks productive but changes nothing?
Busy work that looks productive but changes nothing. That's such a real thing in so many offices.
And the phrase for that busy work that looks productive but changes nothing is boiling the ocean.
What does that mean?
Boiling the ocean means attempting to do something that is impossibly large or unnecessarily complicated when a simpler, more focused approach will work much better. Like, instead of focusing on the 3 things that will actually make a difference, someone creates a massive, complicated plan that tries to solve every possible problem at once. That's boiling the ocean. It sounds ambitious, but it usually means nothing actually gets done.
Yes, I've definitely worked with people who love boiling the ocean. They have the most elaborate plans that somehow never produce any results.
And in a meeting, you might hear someone say, let's not boil the ocean here. Let's focus on what will actually move the needle. And now you know exactly what both of those phrases mean.
I feel so much more prepared for meetings already. Okay, what about low-hanging fruit? Because I hear this one constantly.
Low-hanging fruit is one of the most used and most visual professional phrases in English. It means the easiest and most accessible opportunities or tasks, the ones that can be achieved quickly without much effort, like fruit that hangs low on a tree and can be picked without any difficulty.
So when someone says, let's go after the low-hanging fruit first, they mean let's do the easy wins first before tackling the harder challenges.
Exactly. Start with what's easy and accessible. Build momentum, get some wins, then go after the hardest stuff. And you also hear the opposite mentioned sometimes. Picking all the low-hanging fruit means all the easy opportunities have already been taken, and now you need to work harder to find new ones.
Once you've picked all the low-hanging fruit, you need a ladder.
Exactly. And now you need to move the needle in new ways without boiling the ocean.
Listen to us. We are speaking full professional English now. Okay, let's talk about circle back because this one is everywhere.
Circle back is one of those phrases that sounds simple but is used in a very specific way professionally. To circle back means to return to a topic or conversation at a later time, usually because right now isn't the right moment to discuss it fully, or because more information is needed first.
Like, let's circle back on this after we have the data from the finance team.
Exactly. Let's not make a decision now. Let's come back to this when we have what we need. And circle back is also used as a follow-up action. I'll circle back with you on that. Means I will come back to you with more information or a response at a later point.
So circle back is a very polite way of saying, let's not deal with this right now.
Sometimes, yes. And sometimes it genuinely means come back to this with more preparation. But it's also famously used as a way to delay difficult conversations indefinitely. Can we circle back on that? And then nobody ever circles back.
Oh, I've been in so many meetings where things get circled back to never.
The graveyard of circled back items. Very real, very full.
Okay, what about pushback? Because I hear this in every project discussion.
Pushback means resistance or opposition to an idea, plan, or decision. When someone pushes back, they're expressing disagreement or raising concerns about something that has been proposed. They're pushing against it rather than accepting it.
Like the client pushed back on the timeline we proposed.
Exactly. The client disagreed with or had concerns about the timeline. They pushed against it. And pushback doesn't always mean flat out no. It means there's resistance that needs to be addressed before everyone can move forward together.
So pushback is more nuanced than just saying no.
Right. And how you respond to pushback is actually a very important professional skill. When we get pushback on this idea, we need to listen carefully, understand the concern, and either adjust the proposal or explain more clearly why the original approach is the right one.
Okay, I want to talk about one that I think is particularly confusing for people who are not native English speakers. Take this offline.
Take this offline is a great one. It means let's not discuss this in the current meeting with everyone present. Let's have a separate conversation about this topic between just the relevant people at another time.
So it's not literally offline, as in not on the internet.
No. In a meeting context, offline means outside of this meeting, away from this group, in a separate conversation. Like, let's take this offline means this topic needs more discussion than this meeting allows, or it's too specific for everyone in the room to be involved in.
So take this offline means this conversation needs to happen, but not here and not now with everyone.
Exactly. And it's often used very tactfully. When a conversation is getting too heated or too specific or too detailed for the current meeting, someone will say, let's take this offline. And it gives everyone a graceful way to move on without resolving it in the room.
That's such a useful social tool, actually. Take this offline, redirect the energy, move on, resolve it later.
Exactly. And once you know this phrase, you'll hear it in almost every professional meeting you ever attend.
Okay, let's do a quick round of the other important ones because there are so many more.
Yes, let's go through them quickly.
Synergy.
Synergy means the combined effect of two things working together being greater than either of them working separately. 1 + 1 = 3 in the right collaboration. In practice, it's one of the most overused words in corporate English and often means very little beyond we're going to work together and hope it goes well.
I love that honest explanation. Okay, bandwidth.
Bandwidth means the capacity someone has to take on additional work or a new task. Do you have the bandwidth for this? Means, do you have the time and energy to take this on right now? I don't have the bandwidth means I'm at capacity and cannot take on anything more right now.
Okay, action items.
Action items are the specific tasks assigned to specific people during a meeting that must be completed by an agreed deadline. Before the meeting ends, someone usually summarizes the action items so everyone knows exactly what they are responsible for doing next.
Stakeholders.
Stakeholders are all the people who have an interest in or are affected by a decision, project, or outcome. Not just the team working on something, but anyone who cares about the result. Clients, senior leadership, other teams, customers, all stakeholders.
Value add.
A value add or value added means something that provides additional benefit or improvement beyond what was originally expected or required. If someone says, "What is the value add here?" they're asking, what extra benefit does this bring?
Pain points.
Pain points are the specific problems, challenges, or frustrations that customers, clients, or team members experience. Understanding the pain points means understanding exactly what is causing difficulty or frustration for the people involved.
Scalable.
Scalable means something that can grow and expand easily without breaking down or requiring a completely new approach. A scalable solution works for 10 people and can be adjusted to work for 10,000 without starting over.
Pivot.
To pivot means to make a significant change in direction or strategy while maintaining the overall goal. In business, a pivot is when a company changes its approach based on what it has learned, not abandoning the goal, but changing the route to get there.
Game changer.
A game changer is something so impactful it completely transforms the way something is done, so significant and so impactful that nothing will be the same after it. This technology is a game changer for the industry.
And the last one, touch base.
Touch base means to briefly contact or meet with someone to share updates, check on progress, or stay connected. Let's touch base next week means let's have a quick conversation next week to see where things are.
So touch base is basically a casual check-in.
Exactly. Less formal than a meeting, more intentional than a casual chat. Just a quick connect to make sure everyone is aligned and aware of what is happening.
Okay, before we wrap up, let's do a quick summary of everything we covered today because there was a lot.
Yes, let's do it.
Moving the needle.
Making real, measurable, positive progress.
Boiling the ocean.
Making something unnecessarily complicated when a simpler approach would work.
Low-hanging fruit.
The easiest and most accessible opportunities or quick wins.
Circle back.
Return to a topic at a later time when more information or preparation is available.
Push back.
Resistance or opposition to an idea or plan that needs to be addressed.
Take this offline.
Let's have a separate conversation outside of this meeting with just the relevant people.
Synergy.
The combined effect of working together being greater than working separately.
Bandwidth.
The capacity someone has to take on additional work or tasks.
Action items.
Specific tasks assigned to specific people with agreed deadlines from a meeting.
Stakeholders.
All the people who have an interest in or are affected by a decision, project, or outcome.
Value add.
Something that provides additional benefit beyond what was expected.
Pain points.
The specific problems or frustrations experienced by customers, clients, or team members.
Scalable.
Something that can grow and expand easily without breaking down.
Pivot.
A significant change in direction or strategy while maintaining the overall goal.
Game changer.
Something so impactful it completely transforms the way something is done, so significant and so impactful that nothing will be the same after it.
Touch base.
A brief, informal contact or meeting to share updates, check on progress, or stay connected.
Jake, that's 16 phrases. 16 phrases that will immediately change how you sound in any professional environment in English.
And the most important thing I want to say about all of these phrases is this: don't just memorize them, use them. The next time you're in a meeting or writing a professional email, try using just one of these phrases naturally, and then another one the week after that, and another one the week after that. Because the difference between knowing a word and owning a word is using it. And once you use it once in a real situation, it's yours forever.
Ha! The difference between knowing a word and owning a word is using it. That's going on a poster in my office. Okay, everyone, that's a wrap on today's episode. The English your boss uses that nobody ever taught you, and the biggest takeaway is this: your English is not the problem. What you were never taught is the problem, and now you've been taught. So walk into your next meeting with your head up because you belong in that room, and now you have the language to prove it.
Subscribe to Real Talk Podcast and share this with someone who has ever sat in a meeting and pretended to understand something they didn't, which is everyone. Drop us a comment with a phrase from today that you are going to use first. We read every single one and we genuinely love hearing from you.
Take care, everyone. See you in the next one. Bye.